What if joy wasn't a reward for success, but a requirement for becoming who we were meant to be? What if the thing keeping us stuck in life wasn't failure, but the fear of being fully alive in our own body? This is an invitation into the evolutionary challenge of the 46th pattern of change, its shadow of seriousness, and the sacred path to ecstasy. But first, I'm going to start with the parable of the dancer who forgot to dance. At this point, please close your eyes and visualize the story I am about to share. Once, in a quiet mountain village, there was a boy named Aaron, who was born dancing. From the moment he could walk, his feet moved like they remembered something ancient. His body spoke in rhythm. Joy pulsed from him like sunlight. But the adults were busy, serious. They said things like, "You'll never succeed unless you focus. Dancing won't feed you. Be good, be quiet, be respectful." So he did. He stopped dancing. He got good grades, sat still, took a job in the city. He dressed in gray. He learned to work harder than anyone. But something in his soul dimmed. He smiled in meetings but wept in elevators. Then one night, at the edge of exhaustion, he walked past a street musician playing the same melody his grandmother used to hum. His body remembered. And right there, on the street, under fluorescent lights and confused stares, he began to move. Hesitantly at first, then freely, then wildly. He laughed, he wept, he collapsed in his own arms. People stopped, watched. Some joined, some cried. Aaron had returned to his body, not to perform, but to embody. And in that moment, he didn't just remember joy, he became it. He didn't lose anything important that day. He only let go of what was never truly his to carry. This 46th portal of transformation holds a profound evolutionary challenge: to shift from the shadow of seriousness into delight, and ultimately ecstasy. Not the kind of ecstasy sold by the world, but the kind that arrives when our body becomes a temple of presence. At the shadow level, seriousness is a fear response. It is the armor we wear when we believe we need to earn safety. We become rigid, over-responsible. We live in our heads, managing life like a to-do list instead of feeling it from the inside out. The 46th shadow of seriousness and its fear of expressing one's innate genius has a companion shadow of constriction and the fear of the void within us. Its repressive nature is ignorant, and its reactive nature is cold. So you can see how constriction and over-seriousness can interfere with us being able to appreciate life with everything it has to offer. By going deep within ourselves to find our joy so that we can naturally express it externally, unapologetically, and help others remember their joy as well. For those interested in doing deeper personal alchemy and wish to have a means of accelerating an understanding of shadow work, over the last 3 to 5 years, I have collected a wealth of information from various esoteric systems, namely the I Ching, human design, gene keys, the chakra systems, and astrology, as well as integrating them with the human genetic code. And in this chart, you will find the details of all the different shadows, all the different fears, the specific fears that fuel those specific shadows, all 64, all in relationship to each codon. And in this wheel, you will find 4 legends on each corner because they can't all fit on one corner or one side. to make it a nice, evenly balanced square. So here is the statements from each zodiac sign, so you can see. And then we have the legend for each chakra. You'll notice that there are more than seven, and because there are more than seven, because it is including the spleen as a means to detect threats. So there's an intuitional center there. There's also a center of willpower called the thyroid, because when we are born, the thyroid is literally almost, if not as big as our heart. So we have to accommodate that. And on the other side of this, you will also find an understanding of the I Ching, hexagram system, the different trigrams, the relationship to the three-dimensional plane, the yin and the yang, and how each of the six lines are affiliated with different archetypes, thanks to the human design and or gene key system. And lastly, you will also find the human genetic sequence chart for all the amino acids associated with the human genetic code. But furthermore, you will also find in this chart all the different zodiacs, all 12, mixed with the human design gene key chart. Bear with me, my graphics card is not as fast as other people's on their computer, but you will see all the different fears, all the different shadows, and how they relate to each chakra in those colorful little dots. So you can see how it affects each energy center in the body and how each of them have their own repressive and reactive statements because there are six expressions in each challenge. Therefore, you will also find those six lines in there, all with their own repressive and reactive statements, their associated dilemmas from that specific shadow, which eventually will clear up, the gift from making the right choices regularly and practicing that gift with its own unique self-empowerment statement. So as you learn to vacate the trapped emotions such as sadness, fear, anger, shame, and guilt, and you reorient towards true self-alignment and honoring the intuition and inner authority that you possess, it will lead you towards the grace specific to that challenge. So if you would like to learn more about this and or you would like to download this file for your own personal means of translating your specific challenges in the human design system or in the gene key system, it is all there for you. All you have to go is to my website and download this PDF file. It's about 50 megabytes in size. I hope you enjoy this and hope you enjoy this brief glimpse into this massive PDF with all the details about all the specific challenges you'll have in your personal self-realization path. In order to find this PDF, a link will be found down below in the description of the YouTube video. When using that elaborate and vast chart of information, you can use the human design apps found in the App Store on Google Play so that you can choose whichever speaks to you most. And as you choose whichever human design app works best for you, you can then use that towards the chart. So you get your information and your numbers. And then after that, you can use the chart as reference. For example, I use the human design app, which helps me see the specific numbers that I need to see in the top right-hand corner. The red are the unconscious. These are the ones that were imprinted when the soul decided to remain anchored in the body about 90 days before you were born, between the second and the third trimester. The black numbers indicate the conscious, more aware challenges that you know you have in your current life, based on your survival challenges and your adversities currently going on in your life. You can also find that same application in the Human Design App Store for iPhone and or iOS before you start using the chart that you have purchased online. Thank you very much. And if you ever need more information on this and you wanted a free consultation in understanding the current challenges in your life and how it relates to human design, feel free to reach out through the links below. You can also visit thegenekeys.com. There, you will also find a different kind of chart. It relates to the same challenges and same numerical sequences as found in the I Ching and human design. And there you'll be able to find a free profile link where you can then enter in your personal information in this field and then have a look at your specific gene key profiles and understand your genus sequence, your Venus sequence in opening up your heart, your love sequence, prosperity, and finding inner harmony. Thank you for watching this short introduction into the Wheel of Evolutionary Change and the chart that I've shown you in brief. And hopefully through those apps and through this PDF, you will find a way to decode the challenges you face and understand how to make the best choices for you and everyone you were meant to impact positively in your life. Now back to the shadow work and the evolutionary change in this video. Why does the shadow even exist at all? Because early in life, we were taught to trade authenticity for approval. We learned that being playful, expressive, even sensual could be unsafe. So we shut down. We froze. We complied. We became frigid, emotionally or physically locked in old memories. Or we became frivolous, charming, scattered, and always on to avoid being in. But underneath both patterns is the same fear that joy will make us weak, that delight will get us hurt, that being fully in our bodies will make us vulnerable. But here's the truth. The body is not the enemy, it's the portal. The role of the body in evolution and ascension. Spiritual evolution is not about escaping the body, it's about inhabiting it completely. In this 46th challenge, it reminds us that ascension is not away from the earth, but deeper into our senses, into movement, into breath, and into love. Every cell of our body remembers joy. But trauma, conditioning, and over-seriousness disconnect us from that inner rhythm. We seek prosperity, purpose, and love. But we've left the one place it all begins, the body. Ecstasy, as an ascended grace, isn't about pleasure alone. It's about presence so deep that everything becomes sacred. Pain, beauty, touch, stillness, connection. That's the journey. From body as burden to body as guide to body as grace. The core dilemma in this evolutionary pattern of change is fortune. We're trained to believe that life is a gamble, that luck, hard work, or charisma will save us. But the key to this reveals the deeper truth. Fortune is karmic, energetic, embodied. When you live with tight control, you close the flow. But when you open to delight, even when it makes no sense, life becomes a mirror of your courage. The universe does not reward seriousness, it rewards sincerity. It rewards those who show up, not with a mask, but with a body that is fully alive. This 46th challenge offers a simple, radical message. Return to your joy, your real joy, the messy, radiant, sensual, embodied kind. Don't worry yet about solving your shadow. Just recognize it, name it. Notice where you take life too seriously. Notice when you perform instead of feel. And know this, there's nothing wrong with you. This isn't punishment, it's invitation. To return to the divine blueprint etched in our cells. To remember that delight is not a distraction. It is the direction. And on the other side of the shadow is not just success, not just clarity, but something far more sacred, divine ecstasy, the soul fully inhabiting the body, and life, lived not as performance, but as a celebration. Down below in the description, you will find more about the shadow. You will also find links toward reaching out via email to me in case you want a free consultation. The other link is to my website, so you can get to know me, what I do, how I do it, and why. The other links are for support. These support groups cover 3 areas of interest: spiritual divination, to learn more about alchemizing the soul, about transmuting shadows, about discovering the many gifts that you have to offer the world, so you can self-realize and fulfill your truest potential here. The next support group is emotional intelligence and mastery, so you can learn more about the emotions not as volatile creatures, but as co-creative companions on your journey of manifestation from your natural state of being. And lastly, emotional trauma release, so you can release the emotions that impair your ability to naturally express yourself, so that you can enter your own void in confidence, so that you can return home to who you really are. And then once you are ready, you can go out into the world and express who you really are and experience the delight and the ecstasy from it, especially when others welcome you for your genuine authenticity. But until then, keep doing your seeking, keep learning more about you, and keep embracing the divinity within. God bless you on your journey inward. Namaste, and good life to you all.